Welcome back to the Navy Sports Magazine. Time to shine a light on Navy women's basketball. Mavs at 18-4 on the year with senior Hannah Fenske from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Let's wind back the calendar a little bit. What was it like to play back in Albuquerque where there were so many people at the game that the line was out the building and there were a lot of people still trying to get into this thing at halftime?
It was just a really exciting experience, and it was great to go back home. I think it was good for the team too to kind of play in front of a huge crowd like that because I think it's very similar to the game that we play when we play Army because our crowd is pretty big for that. So, but overall, it was just really fun. It was a good environment to be in, and it was a really good game for us. I know we ended up losing, but I thought we played really well that day.
Yeah, no doubt. You guys played a heck of a game. Let's speak about Army. Obviously, that's part of this week for you all. How do you maintain the focus, though, first and foremost on Holy Cross and accomplish that goal before turning your attention to a team you know that's should be excited to play you all because you all have had some success against them lately?
Yeah, I think we're actually doing a pretty good job of focusing on Holy Cross this week, just because we know that they play better on the road. And last time we played them, I think we only won by like 6 at the time. So Holy Cross is a good team, and we know that going into this week, that winning on Wednesday and having a good game tomorrow will ultimately propel us to doing better on Saturday. So a big focus on that game this week.
I don't want to jinx you all, but you all have had success at home. I won't tell you exactly what the record is. You can go to the stats page at NavySports.com, look up the women's basketball page, and find out exactly what their record is. But why have you all enjoyed success protecting the home court?
I think at the beginning of the year we just put a high emphasis on it. We put a goal at the beginning of the year that to protect our home court, and I think we just take pride in it every single day. We get to play at home. I think we have a good routine going every single day, and we just like being playing at home and playing in front of our fans.
I was going to say, except for the weekend games, it would almost seem commonplace that you'd want to play on the road. Probably sleep at the hotel a little later than you do. I mean, you all have a full day when you play a home game. I mean, you guys are up a lot earlier than most of these other teams you're playing. How do you manage such a long day as you will have for a weeknight game?
Yeah, I think like I said, it's just all of us have found our routine. Like we know we have to wake up earlier on these days, go to class for the morning. We have our walkthrough at noon, and then after that we go back to class. So I think all of us just know the routine that we go through. We're just ready to go when it's a home game, and we just know how to deal with all the extra stresses we have here.
A water bottle or something to hydrate during the course of the day
Yep,
as well.
absolutely.
Yeah. Um, you all, as a program, have really set such a standard for success. And obviously, that starts at the top and comes on down. Coach's record speaks for itself, what she did at Bowdoin, and obviously what she's done here. What is it about this program that has allowed it to find such consistent success?
Yeah, I think it's just discipline and hard work. I think we come in every single day knowing that we have to work hard to be successful, and all that determination and persistence that this team has, all the athletes, and even the coaches. The coaches come in and do so much for us, and we appreciate that. So ultimately, we just go out and play the game we love, and ultimately try and be as successful as we can.
This seems like a very fun style to play in if you're a player.
Absolutely. I think it's just the fast-paced transition kind of play that we have that I think makes the game even more fun than it already is.
How does your backcourt mate get the most out of her? I'm going to be generous here. 5'4" frame, maybe. But you all are like a dynamic duo back there. How do you see her every day? What is it about Taylor Dunham that allows her to maximize what she has out there almost at all times?
I think it's her intelligence, her love for the game, her hard work. All of those things really just make her the great player that she is. She just knows her size, but knows how to use it against people. And I think she's just a great player and love playing with her and wouldn't want to play with anyone else.
How's it important is it to see the youngsters in the front court growing up like they are? Kayla's really just taken her game to another level, especially defensively. And now, of late, Laurel's really seeming to, broaden her game, and you all really seem to have a nice duo going in the front court.
Yeah, I think both of them put in a lot of work this summer, and I think it's really like you can really see how it's paid off. Both of them are having really good seasons. Kayla's really been a rock for us on defense when it comes to block shots and being that presence in the paint. She's definitely stepped up offensively as well, so it's been a really good year for her so far. And Laurel is does the little things that a lot of people don't notice, but it ultimately makes us as successful as we are. Laurel really focuses in on shooting and helping us offensively as well as getting rebounds and all that kind of stuff on the defensive end. So both of them are just really propelling us this season.
Successful on the court, a lot is expected of you, but also being successful in the classroom and being ready to go into the fleet. What's been the secret for you?
Oh wow. I don't know. I just know that being successful off the court is ultimately going to help me be successful on the court. If I got my stuff squared away back during school and military wise, then I won't have those stresses come on the court. So I think I just really try to bite down, focus on that kind of stuff. So ultimately, it doesn't hurt me in the end.
As you talk to recruits when they come in and visit, what advice, as now a veteran in this program, do you give them? As they potentially make a choice, which, as we often talk about, it's not just your next 4 years; it's also something that can benefit you, basically for a lifetime.
Yeah, I think overall it's just an opportunity you can't pass up with a school like this. Yes, life might be stressful, but it's not as hard as you think. People make it seem like it's harder. If you just focus in and try to do the little things, ultimately it'll all work itself out in the end.
Do both things, both obviously the school, the military stuff, and the basketball. Does it really just come down to the details? Really,
I would say so. Yeah, definitely for sure.
is that a hard thing to realize early in your career here when you're trying to do both?
I think it is. You have so much going on at this school your freshman year that it seems like your head's spinning.
Mm-hmm.
And once you get past that freshman year and you get into your sophomore, junior, senior season, everything just seems to like fall into place. Everything starts to click and everything starts to make sense and understand.
Did the time you missed with injury, did it make you even appreciate, especially the basketball part, appreciate it that much more?
Yeah, so sitting out that season was very difficult, and ultimately, it was I think it's a weird saying, but it was a blessing in disguise. Just because I was able to learn a lot about the game, learn about a lot about myself, make myself a better player, better leader, and all of that just in sitting out one season. So I think it was very as difficult as it was. I think it ultimately helped me in my junior season and definitely here in my senior season.
Because I know I know you were rehabbing like a champ, but did it actually slow things down a little bit for you? Not only obviously by not being able to play on the court, but maybe help you a little bit even academically because you could maybe spend a little bit more time accomplishing those goals as well.
Yeah, it was definitely a balance between the two, between getting rehab done, getting school done. But ultimately, I knew that since I wasn't able to play, focusing on academics would have been a good way to just give me something to focus on other than my injury, and thinking about how bad the injury was rather. So I just focused on school, focused on my teammates, and focused on the team. And I think ultimately that helped me get through the injury in the end.
All right, you go to Army on Saturday. You've been in that environment. What is that environment like, and what is a key for you all to try and maintain this great run you're on right now, where you guys have won 7 of the last 8?
It's definitely a good environment to be in. It's very loud, really exciting, good atmosphere. I think the biggest thing is just going in and if you make a mistake, don't harp on it. Don't focus too much on it just because you're going to make mistakes in the game. It's a tough environment to play in, and if you start to focus on the negatives rather than the positives, then it will just turn everything to the worst.
All right, final 60 seconds here. Let's have a little fun. If you, King Hall excluded, you can go have one meal anywhere or any food. What is it?
Oh, I don't know what restaurant I would go to, but I'm always a big fan of steak. So I'd get a steak with a baked potato and some green beans.
So is that filet mignon, New York strip?
Um, let's say a fillet.
Okay, so you got a 9-ounce filet. We'll put you down for that. And if you could pick one person, anywhere in your past, your present, whatever, around the world, whoever, if you could dine with one person, you and that person at the table for 30 minutes, who would it be?
Ooh, that's tough. That's tough. I have it between two athletes,
Okay.
Steve Nash and Larry Fitzgerald.
What do you like about both of them?
Both of them are good people off
No
their
doubt.
court or off the field.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them do so much for their community, and they both care just as much about that stuff as they do their sport.
All right.